From unleashing your inner artist to just kicking back and relaxing, coloring pages offer an outlet for creativity, a relaxing escape from stress, and even a nostalgic journey back to childhood. Whether you're a seasoned artist or you're just looking for a new way to chill, taking your coloring into the digital age may be just what you're looking for. In this video, I'm going to show you all my best tips and tricks for using coloring pages in Procreate. I'll show you how to create your own coloring page and also how to convert some that you may already have. Then we'll walk through some different ways to color them in and some tricks to take your artwork to the next level. The first thing I'm going to show you for coloring pages in Procreate is how to convert a coloring page that you maybe already have as a PDF or an image file. In order to use a pre-made coloring sheet in Procreate, it does need to be an image file. That would be a JPEG or a PNG. If you have it as a PDF, I'm going to put a link in the description down below for a free site where you can convert that. In order to bring our photo into Procreate, instead of clicking this plus icon, which would allow us to make a new canvas, we're just going to click right here where it says Photo. This will allow us to bring in any photo that's in our camera roll. Here's a pro tip for using coloring pages that we already have. It's best to actually do a direct import into Procreate rather than onto a canvas that you've created. This allows us to then go into the canvas information and take a look at the size and the quality. If it's really small, it's going to be tough to do the coloring because the quality is going to be too low. If you happen to get one that's really big, then it's going to not offer you very many layers. By importing the photo directly and getting that canvas size, we get all of this information up front before we do a lot of extra work on it. We want to have just the line art for this. We don't want to have the white background on here. I'm going to show you how to do that really quickly and easily. You're going to tap on the layer and choose invert. That's going to swap those colors. Tap on the layer again to copy it. Now we're going to add a new layer right above this and fill it with black. You can just color drop that on there. Now we need to mask this layer. You tap on your black layer and choose mask. And we're going to paste what we just copied. Take 3 fingers and swipe down. Choose paste. Now we can go ahead and clear this original layer. That's what we're going to color on. Tap on that bottom layer and choose clear. And now we can merge this black layer with its mask. Take 2 fingers and just pinch those together. Now if I turn this background off, you can see that all we have is the line art. If you want to create your own coloring sheets, we're going to walk through that process really quickly right now. Go ahead and add a new canvas. I'm just going to go ahead and use a regular size piece of paper, 8.5 by 11. And I usually like to sketch out my designs ahead of time. You don't have to, but I do think it's a good best practice and a good habit to get into. You can use pretty much any of the pencils here in the Procreate sketching set. And we're going to keep this one pretty basic and abstract. But I just like to have an idea of where these lines are going. Now, of course, your designs could be much more intricate than this, but for the sake of the brevity of this video, I'm doing a pretty basic design. Once you have your sketch, go ahead and name that layer just so you don't get confused. We're going to add a new layer above this. I like to drop down the opacity of my sketch a bit by clicking this little N and taking it down to about 30% or so. And now we can go ahead and move on to inking. Make sure that you're on black, double tap close to black to make sure you have solid black. And for inking, you can either use the syrup brush is a good one. I do like using a monoline brush for this as well. That's found in the calligraphy set here. And I think that's the one I'm going to use. And then you'll just go through and fill in your design. For lines that are going to cross over, I like to do those on another layer so that I can erase them and make them really clean. So for this set here, I'm going to cross all the way over that one. And then take my eraser and just clean these up. Once you've got all of your lines cleaned up, and you can go ahead and merge those layers. And let's rename this to line art. And I can go ahead and turn my sketch off. And now we are ready to start coloring. Whether you've drawn your own design or you've converted another one, you want to go to that line art layer, tap on it, and you want to choose reference. And what this does is it tells Procreate that anything you draw underneath it is going to look at the lines that are on this layer. Let's go ahead and add a layer underneath that if you don't already have one for our color. So color here. And just to be safe, I usually lock my reference layer. Go ahead and tap on it, swipe to the left so I don't accidentally color on that one. Here's a pro tip. I always recommend putting each color on their own separate layer. It makes it so much easier to make changes and adjustments to them later on. The first method we have to color in our designs is actually just using color drop. You can take a color and drop it anywhere on your design. Hit continue fill, and you can put that anywhere else that needs that color. You can change the color mid-drop, but remember I do recommend keeping colors on their own layer, so you would want to make sure it's another color that's similar. When you're ready to add your next color, go ahead and add a new layer. And you can color drop again, or you can use the second method. That involves using the selection tool. Come up here to this S, make sure you're on automatic, and then you're going to select color fill. And what this is going to do is it's going to fill whatever color you have up here into the areas that you select. Now while you still have your selection active, you can change this color. The third method for adding color, and this is going to be best if you really want that feel of actually doing a coloring page, go ahead and add a new layer, is to just use a brush. And there are so many great brushes available, really the sky is the limit. Is this a built-in brush? It is. So I'm going to grab this wet acrylic brush from Procreate. Let's change our color one more time. And now I can go ahead and actually just color on my book. And you really get that texture of using a brush or a marker or a crayon, whatever you'd like. Too big a brush, I couldn't stay inside the lines. You can always fix that later though. Or keep it messy, that's natural. If you like that textured look, you can just use brushes straight away. You can also use brushes as an overlay on top of your color drop. That's one of the reasons why it's so nice to have everything on its own layer. So if we come to this layer here, that's these brighter reds, I can either alpha lock this, 2-finger swipe right, or tapping on the layer. And then I can come through with a brush and not the eraser. I can come through with a brush and just go over that and add some texture. Or my preferred method is actually to use a clipping mask. So let's put a clipping mask on top of that, add a new layer, tap it and choose clipping mask. And because then you can play with blend modes. Overlay or multiply work really well with textured brushes. And now if I go in here and add some of this, you can see I'm getting the look of a textured brush and it's staying inside the lines. So color blocking first and then adding texture is another great way to go. I hope you found that helpful. I love showing people how to combine creativity and technology on this channel. If you enjoyed it, I would appreciate it if you took just a quick second to give me a thumbs up down below. It really does help out my small channel and just tells YouTube that more people should watch this. If you're ready to learn some more Procreate tips and tricks, make sure that you watch this video next.